Let's factor 3x plus 7y minus 21 minus xy. To do this, let's look at all of these terms and see if we can identify any common factors. So let's start with 3x. Well, 3x and 7y don't share any common factors. But if we look at 3x and 21, they share a common factor of 3. 3x and xy share a common factor of x. Same thing goes for 7y. 7y and 21 share a common factor of 7. And 7y and xy share a common factor of 1. All we need to do is identify some of these common factors. Let's pick out these two common factors, which will be 7, and these two common factors, which is x. Now we can use the other common factors if we want to, and we'll get the exact same answer. But let's just use these ones for the example. Our second step is to group our terms so that the ones that have common factors are next to each other. So when we write this, so we have 3x minus xy plus 7y minus 21. Now we want to factor out the greatest common factor in each one of our parentheses. So step number 3 is to factor these out. And our first parentheses have a common factor of x, and we're left with 3 minus y. Then in our second set of parentheses, we factor out a 7, and we're left with y minus 3. Now look at what remains with parentheses. We have a 3 minus y and a y minus 3. Those are almost the same, just their signs are different. So here's the trick to make them be the same. In our second set of parentheses, factor out a negative 1. We have negative 7, and then y becomes negative and 3 becomes positive, and we can rewrite that as 3 minus y. Now let's look at this to see if we can identify a common factor between our terms. Well, here we have a minus y, and here we have a 3 minus y. So now we have another common factor. We can factor this out. So step number 5, let's factor out our greatest common factor. Well, we factor out a 3 minus y, and in this term, we're left with an x.
Of course.
And here, we're left with a minus 7. So now we factor our polynomial. It's 3 minus y times x minus 7. This is called factor by grouping, because we pick up the common factor, group them, then factor them out, regrouped, and factor them again. Now let's double check to make sure this is the correct answer. So, step number 6, we're going to check our answer by foiling. Take 3 times x. Then we take 3 times negative 7, we get negative 21. Then multiply minus y times x, and we get minus xy, and then minus y times minus 7 gives us plus 7y. If we look, we have the same terms with the same signs as we had in the original polynomial. That means we have factored it correctly. We factored by grouping.